we have Mr. Albert Halwampa from the Zambian Development Agency. Mr. Halwampa, nice to have you today.
Thank you so much. Great to be here.
So, what stood out from today's panel?
Yeah, I think what stood out really is to ensure that investments into the mining sector, energy, are sustainable. There should be an element of joint ventures, partnerships, win-win situation between the investor, the government, and also the community. I think that's very, very important that as the investors, earmark their returns on investment, I think the communities should also benefit issues of ESG. I think they come out very prominently. Sustainability, very, very important. So basically, for Zambia, all we are saying is that let the investors come, work with the local investors in joint ventures and partnerships, in communities, in a very responsible and transparent manner. And that's what the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, has been promoting, that we need to work together, foreign investors and domestic investors. Together we can do so much, we can achieve so much in terms of developing this country. It's not them and us, it's us as one team. As you are aware, capital is very scarce. We have the endowments here in Zambia and probably everywhere in Africa. But capital, technology, skills may not be here. So if you want to work alone in isolation, you'll be watching these endowments for generations to come without benefiting or extracting any value from it. So it's a partnership business, joint ventures, working together, investor, government, and the community. Yeah.
Thank you. So when you look at the current investment trades that are actually happening here in Zambia, what are some of them that excite you?
Well, quite exciting in the sense that I think starting from the policy angle, really, you've seen the level of leadership that the president is providing to this country. I think we need to be very honest to admit that he brings to the platform different and unique focused leadership. And because of that leadership, we can see now investors trusting this destination. For example, as a country, we had defaulted in 2020, but when the UPND government came into power, they made sure that they brought back the country to the platform of international community. Because investors cannot come to a country that does not respect agreements. Take that very seriously. If you are a defaulting country, it means that investors will come into your country to invest at a very high-risk environment. And most probably, they may not find money to fund those projects in your country. So when you debt restructure, like the Zambian government has done, almost 99% of debt restructuring, it means that we are now in that category of countries that can be trusted. Investors can come and invest, and then they can go and borrow money. Remember, an investor will come in with an idea or maybe a project, but at the end of the day, they need to look for a financial. But that financial has got a checklist. One of them is the risk profile of the country. So, very important that the debt restructuring took place, and because of that, we are experiencing high levels of investor confidence in Zambia. And for me, that's trending very heavily across sectors, whether it's mining, energy, manufacturing, tourism, agriculture, name them. We are able now to see investors come in all these sectors because of the policy dimension as coined on the leadership of the president. And because of that, secondly, we are seeing robust policies that are predictable, stable, and that's very important for the investor, because they want to come to a country where they can tell how the conditions around their environment, around their money will be. It's very disturbing for an investor to come into a country who keeps changing policies, because the policy can erode all their capital or investment, and that's too risky. If you cannot be predictable, Even at personal level, if you are somebody who keeps changing goals, who is going to trust you? So this is a very trusted environment, destination for investment. Because of the policy dimension, we've seen that investors trust Zambia. And we've seen it at ZA. The numbers speak for themselves. And because of that, we've seen now stability in the macroeconomic fundamentals, whether it's debt or exchange rates or the inflation rate now, which is single digit. That means a lot. It means that the investor can plan with almost the same resources for the next set of period. Okay? If inflation is too high, it erodes your returns on investment, because you are spending, for example, maybe 100,000 kwacha to buy 5 units of raw materials, but because of inflation, the same 5 units of raw materials next year may be costing 150,000 kwacha. But when the inflation is within, manageable levels, predictable levels, that's good for the investor. Even for you, your salary, if the inflation is high, it means that you can only buy very few goods with that same kwacha. And imagine if you keep buying same goods at a higher amount of kwacha all the time, meanwhile your salary remains constant. So these macroeconomic fundamentals coming from policy stability, coming from good leadership, very important for investors. And that's why we are seeing investors coming to invest in mining, in energy, in agriculture, across sectors. And the numbers are there for you to see.
So even as these investors come into Zambia, what is some of the things that you think they need to understand about Zambia? And in the same light, what advice would you give them even as...
Well, I think what is important really for them is to understand the environment, that Zambia is one of the best destinations in Africa, if not in the world, well located, good leadership, stable policies, stable macros. But the people of Zambia are peaceful. In as much as they are peaceful, they also need to be partners to these investments, and therefore creating sustainability. If you don't own the means of production, whereas investors keep coming, then there's nothing for you as Zambians. So that's why the president keeps emphasizing that investments must be on a model of joint ventures and partnerships. If you have a mining license, don't look for somebody to buy that mine. Look for a partner so that you can have incomes for generations to come. If you've got a piece of land in agriculture, pull up, an investor, attract an investor, go into partnership, use that as equity. Instead of looking for someone to buy your land, you chew your money because you think maybe you have 5 years to go to die or something. What about your generations? So partner, go into joint ventures for generations to come, so that you can earn those streams of incomes for your grandchildren, great-grandchildren. So I think for me, that's the environment investors need to understand, that we need to work together as one team. In as much as we have the endowments, whether it's minerals or it's land or the water bodies, the sun for solar, for wind energy, hydro, we need to work as partners. As one team, we need to own the means of production, so that we can sustainably develop this country to the levels we need, not just for us, but also for the generations to come.